No, please tell me. I was at the Brewers game. I have an excuse.
Because what time did the Brewers game end, though?
Well, things got done around 9-ish, and I didn't get home till midnight.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was done closer to 10, actually.
Well, that's fair. And actually, I was 20 minutes late on this. I kind of had in my head that I would watch it, and then all of a sudden it was 8:20, and I'm like, let me turn it on. The reason, because the ladies, do you remember this back in February? The ladies were at the Bucks game in Milwaukee, so Milwaukee was going to be featured.
I love Milwaukee. It just kind of makes me think about my dad, because my dad is from Milwaukee, and he actually used to live like a street away from Jeffrey Dahmer. And every time he would go to work, he'd smell a smell. And he always said, "Where's that smell coming from?"
God.
And maybe a week later, they arrested Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay, so I am to believe that is one of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, a show that's really entirely fake, but nonetheless.
Apparently that's Mary.
Okay.
Talking
Mary.
about her dad.
So she's got ties to Milwaukee.
And I think that's probably the one part that Visit Milwaukee would have liked to, if they could get in the editing booth, go, we're going to cut that part out. But yeah, they can't do that. They don't have control of the editing. That's actually a part I missed. So that was in the first 20 minutes. But yeah, Mary's dad used to live in Milwaukee, near Dahmer, apparently saw the arrest happen. But so I turned it on, 20 minutes in, not going to lie, a little cringy at the start, just the ladies and what they were chatting about and kind of the show overall. But this was huge for Milwaukee, and I didn't realize how much Milwaukee was going to be profiled in this episode. It was all about Milwaukee. The intro from the commercial break, all of a sudden you get the ladies in a suite. They're at the basketball game. They're at the Bucks game, right? And they're, what's the word? I've got a word I can't say on radio that I'm thinking about, but they're just yapping about stuff, and in some cases they're not happy about it. But there were so many Milwaukee beauty shots. You had a beauty shot at the Harbor House, Usingers, some city shots, and then the Kin Guest House, heavily featured. That's where the ladies stayed. They loved it. They said it was beautiful. And then Potawatomi Casino. Some of them went gambling. So that was a big draw for them. The ladies who didn't go to the casino, they went to the Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum.
So really, we talked about how Top Chef showcased areas in and around Milwaukee, really more statewide, beauty shots everywhere. So you're saying this was a good showpiece on what is undoubtedly a popular show. It just doesn't fall into my view in viewing habits, but there's been Real Housewives of insert city name here for years, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they keep expanding because, trashy or not, people are drawn to it for some reason.
It is a huge franchise. And at the Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum, they had a scavenger hunt. So you had some of these ladies.
Oh, goodness.
It was really funny. And I'm not going to lie, there was the director there, and then you had another person at the front desk. And one of the ladies, looking at these Real Housewives, just kind of what's going on here? Did not look super amused. But they had to find the Kelsey brothers bobbleheads, Marilyn Monroe, and the Golden Girls. It was really, really cool to see. And so much of it was around the Bucks game. In fact, Dustin Gotze made an appearance. He welcomed the ladies to Pfizer Forum, of course, big in communications. We've had him here on the show. And then he said, okay, welcome, ladies. You're going to meet President Peter Fagan. So then Peter's with the ladies. They take them down to the floor. They kind of watched warm-ups with the guys. They saw Giannis. Oh, I guess I should mention, too. This is my first episode ever watching this. But one of the ladies is from Greece. So she was all pumped about that.
We are going to a suite at the Bucks game.
There's two Greek freaks in Milwaukee today.
Two Greek freaks in Milwaukee today.
Of course.
And you could spot her. And this was, I do actually remember back in February when they came. Remember we're talking about, we're like, what the heck are they doing? I mean, obviously they were shooting
you brought it
something.
Up, and nobody really knew. And I think we even asked Dustin, and he couldn't really say much about it. I kind of put it out of my mind very quickly. I tried to put it out of my mind, but here we are. It's resurfaced. Yeah,
I mean, we knew that they were shooting for this because we could tell who the people were, and I saw the big TV cameras, the production crew, but that's kind of all we knew at the time. But yeah, it was a big deal. So one of the ladies is from Greece, and you couldn't help but spot her because she had this big Greece flag that she was draped in. She had some sunglasses that had the Greece flag. It was really interesting. And then Dame, this was funny. So apparently all of the ladies loved Dame. Everybody was a big fan of Dame, and we are too. But I just kind of laughed. I'm like, are they all really like, oh, Dame, I'm such a big fan. So then one wanted to get a selfie, then others got a selfie, and then they showed the different pictures of Dame and the ladies. So that was kind of fun. But you saw shots of the Deer District, plays from the games, and then there was drama and tears in the suite.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every episode's got to have it.
And then there was a lobster corn dog, which I've never had, but they liked it, and they said, we love Milwaukee after having it.
Well, fair enough. I'm just picturing all of them at the Bobblehead Museum. That is a lot.
Not all of them. Some of them went to Gamble. The others went to the Bobblehead Museum. Which would you have picked?
I'd go to Potawatomi for sure, but nevertheless, them at the Bobblehead Museum, that's a lot of plastic. A lot of plastic on the bobbleheads, too. It's 11:46 on WTMJ.
For your fellow fanatics and your number one fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes.